Never save money. These were the first strange words my grandfather ever said to me. I was confused. Everywhere I looked, people said the same thing: save money for the future. But my grandfather only smiled and replied, saving alone is not enough. Money must grow, or it slowly disappears. Then he told me a story that changed the way I understand life forever. Long ago, in a quiet village, there lived an old man. People called him lazy. Every day he sat under a large tree, watching the sky and the dusty road. He spoke of big dreams. One day, he said, he would open a shop. One day, he would buy animals. One day, he would become rich. But that day never arrived, because dreaming was all he did. He never acted. At first, villagers laughed at him. Later, they stopped laughing. They only felt sorry. His wife worked hard inside the house, cooking, cleaning, and caring for the family. One evening, she spoke softly to him. She said dreams are beautiful, but dreams cannot fill empty stomachs. Work was needed. Money was needed. The old man nodded and answered with the same word he always used: someday. Time passed quietly but cruelly. Days turned into years. Food became less. Money almost disappeared. One night, his small grandson came to him. The boy was thin, barefoot, and hungry. In a weak voice, he asked if there was bread. When the cupboard was opened, it was empty. That silence hurt more than any words. That night, something broke inside the old man. He understood the truth he had avoided for years. Dreams alone cannot feed a family. He could not sleep. His stomach was empty, but his heart felt heavier. The next morning, he did something new. He went out to work. The work was hard. He became a field worker. The sun burned his skin. His hands became rough. His back ached. Every night, he returned home, exhausted. They ate little food, but at least they ate something. Still, money came and went quickly. Bills remained. Hunger returned. Saving money felt impossible. One day, at a small village shop, the old man heard people talking. Someone said that saving money was the secret to safety. Those words stayed in his mind. That night, he found a small glass jar and hid it under the bed. Every week, he dropped a few coins inside. The sound made him feel hopeful. When his grandson found the jar and asked about it, the old man smiled and said, "This is our tomorrow." Saving was painful. They wore old clothes. They ate less. Still, he kept saving. Months passed, and the jar slowly filled. He felt proud. He felt prepared. But when he took the money to the market, reality hit him hard. Prices had risen. His savings could buy much less than before. The jar of money was not enough. That evening, as he sat quietly outside, he noticed something. His neighbors were not rich, but they were calm. One carried eggs, another carried milk. They had small sources of income that continued to grow. That is when a small idea entered his mind. He looked at his grandson and asked, "What if we buy chickens?" This time, he did not wait for someday. He acted. With the saved money, he bought a few thin chickens. At first, they produced only a few eggs. Some were eaten, some were sold. With the small earnings, he bought more chickens. Slowly, the number grew. Slowly, the income grew. He wrote everything down. Each egg, each coin, hope returned to the house. One day, holding an egg in his hand, he spoke to his grandson. He said, "This egg is stronger than money sitting in a jar. Money can lose value. But when money is used wisely, it grows like life itself." The old man was no longer called lazy. He had learned his greatest lesson. Saving alone is not enough. Money must work. Even a small start, when used correctly, can change a life. And that is why my grandfather told me, never just save money, make it grow.